From the Daytona International Speedway here in northeastern Florida, we've got ourselves the first race of 17 in Bass Pro NR, BPNR. I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by Braden Corioth on the call, along with Aiden McCrow. And as these cars get set to conquer the world's most famous racetrack here in Florida, this is going to be a fun one. It's the first race of the 8th season of BPNR. And again, there's a lot on the line here. We've got former champions. We've got the reigning champion who won 7 races last year on the pole. There's going to be a lot to like about the field tonight, and let's talk about some of those guys in the field. Braden, Aiden, great to have you guys here. What I'll also say is that how about Alexander Gonzalez-Green? He won 7 races last year, finished in the top 5 11 times out of 17, and he's going to pick himself the pole up here in the Daytona 150.
Yeah, there was really no competition last season when it came to the title battle. I mean, Don LaFrade gave him some fight early on, but other than that, it was all Alexander Gonzalez-Green. So obviously he's the favorite to win tonight, but at this point, anyone can win at Daytona.
That's the closest that he got. He got 77 points to first. And the top 5 in the points from last year, we saw AGG with 24.79, Don LaFrade with 24.02, and then there's about a 100-point gap between Daniel Rodriguez, who starts 5th today, and Victor Delgado, who is in 4th in the standings. Cole Rodriguez, who was 5th in the standings last year, he's starting in the front, he's starting in 3rd. Steven Gibson's going to have the outside pole. And then 6 through 10 is Clements, Lyle, Aziz, Gibson, as we mentioned. And then, of course, you, my friend, Aiden McCrow, won the Daytona race last year. So there's a lot of great contenders in the final standings from last year. And Alex Gonzalez-Green is really going to try to lead this field in what would otherwise be, I don't know if I'd say an uncompetitive field, but it certainly is not the same as it was last year. We're seeing several starters inside the top 15 in points, and maybe even some guys from the chase last year that will not be competing in this season opener. Braden, your thoughts on the upcoming race here at Daytona?
Well, Dan, I'm really excited to be here, but I got to take note of what you just said. This field not being as competitive as the last one. Starting on the outside of AGG is Steven Gibson. I mean, that's immediately a name that is known for being at that level that AGG's at. Another great plate racer starting just behind AGG in row 2, Cole Rodriguez. Landon Lyle on the outside of row 2, and then D-Dog in row 3. Don LaFrade's in this field. You cannot forget about Thomas Troxel.
That's true.
Thomas. I mean, there's name after name. And then we saw Jonathan Salos make the race in the LCQ. He's going to be up front tonight. There are so many names tonight that will easily be able to topple the big AGG.
Well, this race was extended by 10 laps. We are now going to have a 60-lap event. It's the Daytona 150. It's coming up in just a moment here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll take a quick break and be back in just a moment. Jersey is the number 2 seed. As we said, they beat Manville 19-0 in the first round, which was even larger than Audubon's 16-0 win over Paulsboro as the 1 seed in the first round. That one's hit out towards center field straight away. Oh, she misjudged it. Got over her head in center field. Now this one's got a chance to be 3 bases for Spire. She's flying around 3rd. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. What a way to kick off a semifinal with an inside the park home run. Emma Spire, who will take her talents to the Great Danes after 2026, lights up the scoreboard with a fly ball that got misjudged in center field. To end the day for Luke Pokrovsky. Little pop-up, first base side, he calls for it, and for the first time in 33 years, the Charlotte Cougars will hoist the trophy and face Middlesex on Monday. 4-3. Cougars win it. And in the battle of green and gold, the trophy stays true with the visitors. What a finish. And Shalleck will pack their bags for Middlesex and the Blue Jays when the weekend turns around to Monday. Uplight, he's, again, one time leaving the bases loaded is frustrating enough. Doing it twice in a row. Oh, how about this? Line drive. They're going to, no, he's throwing it around the infield. They're going to throw him out at first. He's out. I have never seen that before. That is a 5-4-3 ground out because the third baseman thought he caught it. The home plate umpire said no, so he threw it around the infield and then got the out at first anyway because the batter thought he was out.
The batter stopped. The third baseman thought
Everybody
he caught
stopped.
it, and it touched.
And Argabright with a full count. Outfielders in communication for the Quakers. Everyone's looking around in a tie game, bottom of the sixth. The 3-2 payoff. Ground ball. It's going to get over the head of Tolbert into left field. That's a base hit. 2-run score. Argabright delivers when asked. 5-3. Alex Argabright has given the Golden Eagles a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the sixth inning.
So after the holding call to be 1st and 20, as now rolling out to the right side, he's got a little bit of room to run on a QB rush. He's going to get a first down. There's no flags, and how about this for 61 yards? Anthony Gaetano with a QB rush that works to perfection. He hugs the sideline, and Anthony Gaetano gets the scoring started for the Redhawks at 7-6. 1-0 Red Bank. Now here is Al D'Elia. The man they used to call Big Al has now slimmed down, and he still hits dingers. He went viral in 2018 for his catchphrase during the Little League World Series when he was introduced by the ESPN camera crews and was given his standard introduction. He said, "Hi, my name's Big Al, and I hit dingers." And that sentiment still holds true today. He had his first career high school home run versus Rumson Fairhaven in their opening game of the campaign last week. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2. But D'Elia, kind of a folk hero for baseball players who just want to hit the ball far and have fun while doing it. The poster child now is the poster big fella. Fly ball right center field. This is going to be a sac fly. Taken in by Terranova, and Big Al might not hit ding. Excuse me, Goldberg is a shortstop tonight, but he had a 400 average in 2023 as a junior. A homer in each of his sophomore and junior campaigns, 331 career mark and a 430 career slugging percentage. And speaking of home runs, there's a fly ball to left, and it's gone! Devin Goldberg answers on opening day with a first pitch rocket to left, and it's 1-0 Bridgewater. We were just talking about the long ball, and he stomps on the plate, mobbed at home, and Goldberg, the leadoff man, with a swing of gold. It's 1-0. BB and Copsetta trading a couple looks. They know what's going on. Full count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons in the Ralph Shaw Classic 26th annual. They are back on top for the first. will lead it off for the Senators. Chase Rollins, the player manager for CHP, gets it started with a ball upstairs, and we are underway in game one. 1-0. That one is hit well out towards left, and it is gone off the top of the goalpost. Shane Adamski with a thunderous start to his playoff series. Second pitch of the game, a solo homer to left, and before I could even write the first name down in my scorecard, it's 1-0.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. We're getting ready to go for the 8th running of the Daytona 150. We've got some starters to introduce, but they are going to be in a little bit of shuffled order. So we are going to introduce the field presented by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization, and we are going to read them off to you. Unfortunately, we had a technical issue with our actual program that brings up the starting lineup, but we're going to read it to you right now. Alexander Gonzalez Green, the 7-time winner from last year, he's got the pole position. Stephen Gibson, 9th in points in Season 7. He takes the number 2 spot. And then next to him, as this Dodge Charger pace car is going to get rolling, a couple people spinning their tires, but we're still going as we kind of descend on this North Floridian. I don't know, Braden, you're from Florida. This might be, is this considered North, Central?
No, this is definitely Central Southern Florida. I mean, this is Daytona Beach.
Well, there you go.
This is a East Coast Florida track.
From the man himself.
This is in the the real part of Florida. I'll say it's down there.
Well, Cole Rodriguez takes the 3rd position. Landon Lyle in the 4th position. Row 3 will consist of Daniel Rodriguez and Miles Fox. Row 4 is Jelani Howell and Dunn LaPrade. Daniel Rivera and Thomas Troxel take up row 5. Anthony McClure and Dylan Negron take up row 6. Then it's Austin Barnett, and Ryan Skerritt in row 7. Cam Smith and Noel Nichols take row 8. Robbie Gilvin and Harry Crawford take row 9. Jolene Sims and Joshua Clements take the 10th row. William Viola and Roman Gonzalez will take row number 11. Kirsten Bell and Landon Laudenbach, who we're going to talk about later today, is in 12th. Then the 14 of Tala Aziz and the 20 of Mathis Wells is in row 13. Carl Childress in the number 8 is in row number 14. And then Joe Schmuda is in the 50 on his outside. Brandon Carter in the 101, sponsored by Walmart, is in the 15th row. And then Rosa De La Cruz lines up to his outside. From Japan, Juko Shinonome takes row 16 along with Cameron McElrath, a series veteran, and then William Gregory, Bowen Fisher take out the last of the qualified on time row. Alexander Hunt and Jonathan Salos, another experienced racer here in the NASCAR racing virtual scene, he is going to take that final spot from that little bit of a controversial last chance qualifier, but that's what we have is Alexander Gonzalez Green had a bit of a change in his paint scheme. He's got his generic AGG logos on, but Aiden and Braden, this is going to be a fun race. We got 60 laps today, 150 miles. I'm excited. Can we have an early pick for who you think is going to go in victory lane?
I'll let Aiden go first.
Not to throw you under the bus.
It could be anybody, but I would say my pick is going to be Landon Laudenbach. He's an experienced veteran in this league, so he's won at super speedways in the past, so I think he's got a good shot tonight.
Well, I'd take some advice from you because you're the one that took the victory in this race last year. So it's you've been here before. You know what it's like as these drivers are still creeping off of turn 2. Again, it's going to be Gonzalez and Gibson in the front row.
There's a lot of drivers that I like in this field. Really hard to choose one that I think is going to go to victory lane, but I think I'm going to go with Jonathan Salos.
You know, that's a really bold pick, and that's kind of what I was thinking was that could he do a worst to first? He had to qualify in the last chance qualifier, a race that had to be reset twice due to some mechanical issues. This is an interesting field where I think that his expertise and his precision could really play a role in where this field goes tonight and where we could see the 23 end up over the next 60 laps. My personal pick, if you want my pick, I'm thinking Cole Rodriguez is going to take this one. I think that honestly, he's starting from 3rd. He's not starting up front, so he doesn't have to be that field general right away, but he's got enough of a command to where he's going to be able to really put himself in a good position to, in my opinion, really find a way to get himself maybe in victory lane at the end of the night. We don't know. But
Absolutely.
There is no pace car for this first lap. We're going to find out where we will end up at the end of the day as we've got 35-plus racers here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Gibson and Green approach the starter's stripe, and we are close to being and now underway at Daytona International Speedway.
Nice and easy start. We're getting to business early.
Yeah, getting to the top side, Kirsten Bell dropping back as Gibson in the 3rd position. Rodriguez takes the 2nd spot away.
Gonzalez Green with the lead off of 2. A little bit of smoke in turn 3.
I was surprised that we didn't see everyone drop down to the bottom immediately. That's what kept happening on those chance qualifier
the only mainstay
restarts.
is the 99 of Lyle on the bottom. On board with you. On board with you.
GG wants to keep it up top.
Yeah, he's leading that bottom line there. He's got the 3 next to him. As now moving up, here's Rodriguez. You can see that top 6 up there in that top line. Just 2 laps in here. Got some great cars going down the backstretch. You can see a couple cars dipping below the apron to try to find a little bit extra space.
It's already very different from the duels in the last chance qualifiers. We never saw anyone use the top really at all, especially in that last chance qualifier earlier, but everyone seems to be content to try to just get some laps in right now.
Yeah, I'd like to think that the field knows what's at stake. This is a longer race. It's the 10 extra laps were added. I think they want to log some laps.
There's Alexander Gonzalez Green. You can see on the lower third of your screen, he won 7 races last year, finished in the top 10 11 times. And really just, he's a workhorse. He is somebody who is eerily consistent and creates a lot of guys who follow his lead in the field. And he's definitely somebody who is going to be one to watch. And if there's one guy who can win a super speedway race against all odds from the pole, it's going to be AGG.
Absolutely. We just had a huge moment going into turn 3. The 77 had to check up a little. They went 3 wide for a second. There was a lot of contact, almost, it looked like, around Dylan Negron.
Yeah, Negron in the 77 at Avilion, New York, right near Albany in the HP Dodge Charger, number 77. A little bit of warping there on the bottom for Skerritt, the Colorado native, in the 71. Let's take a look on board. This is your 360 cam presented by Harper Driving School. You see he's got Crawford behind him, Barnett to his inside. He's got Dylan Negron in front of him. Oh, we got some shaking bacon. Let's see what we got here. And he's going to turn around. Skerritt's around on the front stretch. He's got Barnett tied up with him. Let's see if we go green or stay green, or if we've got the yellow waiting on a cue from the tower.
That's it, just those two.
And we are still green. Ryan Skerritt took a tumble, and that's gonna dice up the field a little bit.
We got some big runs up front. The 41 just got shuffled out of this lead line.
Yeah,
and Rodriguez made a bold
And
move.
we do have a yellow flag on the racetrack. So coming off of turn 4 will be Alex Gonzalez Green. They'll still go to the line. A lot of effort there, switching some lines. And AGG has the lead at the caution break. So he'll take the first spot. Rodriguez second, Gibson third. Not a whole lot of movement, but otherwise a first 7 laps of success there, and ended up being a bit of a late caution unless there was something that we missed. It looks like Carl Childress is back. Not sure if he got involved in an accident, but he'll get tagged up in this a little bit with the yellow flag out, and our screen just, never mind. That was my screen that went black. My apologies. But, yeah, just getting started here. This is an interesting race so far, and I definitely think that shuffling was let's just say, evidence of what was to come, and I think it's evidence of what will be to come here at Daytona. Your thoughts on that first run, Braden?
Well, it's just the nature of the game right there. I think they really did want to log some laps. I don't think, there was anything that necessarily caused that with aggression. I think I saw the person who spun, there was a big blink as they went through the tri-oval, and they just got hooked wrong. This is a very tricky game when it comes to these pushes in this pack racing. So that's just what we're going to see tonight. I think they wanted to log more laps there, and we just had a misinput.
Pace car catches up to the field in turn 3. We'll take a quick break here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. It's BPNR Season 8, Race 1, right after this. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the replay here presented by Harper Driving School. Let's see. I'm going to take a look. We're on the Ryan Skerritt hood cam now, and then going into the trial, you can see, look at all that twitching that was going on up there. And then by the time we cut the camera, yeah, there you go. There's a little bit of contact that comes from the back of the 76, and then he got a little bit of hit from Austin Barnett, got that front wheel into the air. Yeah, that's how it looks there. Again, that's your DWB replay. We're going to take a look as well at a above head angle here for Skerritt. We're going to slow this down in the trial, but you can see Crawford gets to his inside. You can see there's a little bit of a stack up there with the 41 glitching. He gets into the back of the 77, and then Harry Crawford is right next to him to pick up that wreck. So we'll rewind this one more time. They're going to go green this time by, but we just want to look one more time at this hood camera. My apologies.
Yeah, Dan, this is just the nature of NR pack racing. Nothing you can do to prevent this.
We've got Skerritt on the 360 cam. Let's take a look. So Skerritt was able to get out of that, and now he's coming off of turn 4 with the rest of the crew. We've got on the inside, it's going to be Thomas Troxel in the lead. We're going to get ready to go as we've got Daytona Racing back once again. We're green, lap 10. Gonzalez Green gets the early advantage up top.
That was a much better restart by the inside.
Yeah, the inside definitely looked a lot better composed that time as Gonzalez Green gets to the inside.
Oh, Dan, did you see that tuck in by Thomas Troxel?
I did. That was fantastic from the one there. Oh, almost trouble there. Gonzalez Green
really bunched up.
weaving all through the pack.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know how they haven't wrecked. I mean, seriously.
Keep it straight.
Now on the inside, it's Rodriguez.
That Walmart Camry.
Coming off of 4. Just such a tough break here as we've got side by side on board with the 18.
Well, the pushes by the 76 have been great on the 65 D-Dog. Rocketed into the lead. That inside looking a lot stronger than it did on that first run. They're in a gridlock.
Rodriguez on the inside. Harry Crawford, who's
going to get clear.
Yeah, he inadvertently kind of caused that first yellow. But he's now lining up on the inside. Oh, a little bit of squirreliness there. William Viola helping behind him, but a pretty even cohort here. And again, that 41 of Miles Fox, you saw him in the background there. He is still having some issues here.
Really bad work in the back of the pack.
Yeah, product of Chicago, Illinois, as we've got at the line, side by side, 18 as the advantage. Again, 7 wins for the 18 last year, won the championship by 77 points over Dun LaPrade, who is, as far as we know, not in this field tonight. Unless I missed his name on the entry list, but AGG's got the advantage on the outside. He's being pushed by Troxel. Let's go on board with the 1.
This one car is an effective pusher, but definitely a sketchy one as well.
Yeah, you can just see he's getting a little bit of dirty air on that 18. He's kind of getting squirrely. I mean, these cars really won't keep straight no matter what. This is virtual racing after all, and in esports, we do see an issue. We see it in iRacing. We see it in NR. We see it in every racing game where when you're in an online lobby, you're going to see a little bit of lag. And when you're in a position, you know, when you're at a short track or when you're at at an intermediate, it's not going to be that pertinent of an issue because you don't really need to worry about it because you guys are spaced out. But these guys are sandwiched like sardines. And that's going to be something that they're going to have to keep an eye on because when you've got that little of a margin of error, you can't really afford to go wrong.
There's a lot of drag on these cars, too. We're getting pretty big runs. Oh, we got a spin.
Trouble in turn 3. Oh, Carl Childress. Miles Fox. And the caution is out.
Wide.
Oh, spinner through the tri-oval.
Oh, yeah, we got more trouble.
Come to the yellow. They're going to avoid him. Wow.
Yeah, that's Brandon Carter. So we're going to have to look through a couple of replay angles here as most of the field, I mean, this is a pretty smart field here in BPNR. They were able to avoid it. They were able to avoid most of the accident.
That wreck didn't happen where I thought it would in the pack, but I felt like it was only a matter of time. The pace picked up a lot after that yellow.
So Brandon Carter in the 01 Camry.
They all went 3 wide there at the line. Everyone was trying to get up their positions right before the yellow. So that's how that wreck happened right there at the tri-oval.
Let's line this up for a quick replay before we get too deep into this one. Caution on lap 13. We missed most of the wreck on TV. I guess we're a little bit, we are a little bit realistic like real life because we miss the wreck sometimes. But let's take a look here at let's take away the score bug. But here's what we got here. Brandon Carter in the 101. You're looking at the overhead angle here. Actually, the first wreck we should look at, is this one with Carl Childress and Nichols in the 88. So let's take a look here. Again, this is the byproduct of what we saw with the 41 in the first caution. 88 hits the wall, warps back down the track, and then they just kind of get fused together. Tala Aziz gets involved in that, And then by proxy, Kirsten Bell just kind of clings off
Wow,
of
that
Childress.
29 got lucky.
Got very lucky. I think that in another scenario, in a past life, they're going to get involved in that wreck. And then let's flash forward a little bit here to see the 101 of Brandon Carter, see what happened here. Going into the trial, though, you could see on the top half of your screen, Rodriguez goes underneath the yellow line, and then he just gets a bump in the back from Josh Clements and ends up taking a spill down into the front stretch grass. And the one thing he did there, he locked up the brakes. And while that's one thing you can do, it's not the time that he should have done it, because he would have actually carried that momentum into a much safer space into the infield instead of bringing himself back up to the track, which you could see there, William Gregory, who, how about him being in 15th? He started this race in the second to last row, and then Tala Aziz getting out of it, Kirsten Bell, and the rest of it. So Brandon Carter coming off of pit lane. Let's take a look at who's in front. The race off of pit road looks like Dylan Negron is in the front of it. There are some cars that did not pit, it looks like. AGG, Daniel Rodriguez.
No,
Thomas.
they all pit.
So they all pitted, but some of them
pit.
were really staggered from where they pitted. So I was thinking that maybe they got somewhere else off of that. But we're going to take one more break. It's lap 14 here at Daytona. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Braden Koryath and Aiden McCrow. We'll be back in just a moment. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. We've got a fun one. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Braden Koryath of the Panhandle of Florida and Aiden McCrow of Cleveland, Ohio, here on the call from the DWB studios in southern New Jersey. We've got a fun one. Don't forget to check out our next broadcast on DWB on Saturday, February 21st at 12 noon as we kick off the Division III baseball season between DeSales and Rutgers Camden. 12 noon first pitch from the Camden Athletic Complex. We are back green here at Daytona. Here's your Gopher Cam.
Great restart by that bottom line. Harry Crawford just made a close move. Haven't seen Dunlap Prod this far up the pack yet.
Yeah, he dropping back a little bit with Rodriguez in front. Again, LaPrade, the second-place finisher in the points last year with Rodriguez. Now tailing the line, and we've got trouble. Harry Crawford around.
It's going to be a single-car spin. I think they're going to try and keep this green.
Yeah, I think they will. It's Crawford in the Red Bull Camry. They'll just let it go. Yeah, he just got right into the middle of the pack there. Unfortunately,
Cannot believe that was just one car.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I can't believe it either. But Rodriguez still, you can see a little bit of flailing on the inside there with Josh Clements.
We've got an all-star lineup now up here. We've got Joshua Clements, Stephen Gibson's up here, Cole Rodriguez, Thomas Troxel, AGG up in the lead still. Viola's up here. Here comes Jolene.
Yeah, Jolene Sims.
And look at that, Jonathan Salos. He's just at the rear.
You were absolutely right, Braden. He's up to 13th after starting last, after finishing second in the last chance qualifier. Let's go on board to 23.
Well, we have the winner of last season's race in the booth standing right here next to us. We've had 2 yellows now, and the pace is...
Big trouble.
Oh, my goodness!
Lyles up in the
Crash.
fence.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
That was a doozy.
Big
and he's actually going to
crash.
drive off from that okay. Juco Shinonome is in it.
Wow.
Bowen Fisher, Rosa de la Cruz, Ryan Scarrett, who was in an accident earlier. As we come to the yellow flag at the front of the field, leader's going to be picked up as Alex Gonzalez-Green.
Does that 99 even have any damage?
I honestly can't believe that he doesn't. I mean, I'm looking at it. It's minimal.
Wow. That
How about
was
that?
An incredible ride.
I believe it was Scarrett involved in that accident again.
Again, yeah, he's got a bad blinking issue. And he got that 99 airborne. Oh, terrible hit for the 51 as well.
Lap 19, we'll load that replay in for you momentarily as, wow. I mean, that was a wreck and a half right there.
I've been trying to ask, this is the second time I've wanted to ask Aiden this question.
And you got cut off. We're going to load up that replay for you real quick here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. As at the time of the accident entering turn 3, he was in 13th. And we're going to have a look at it right about now. So here's the 99 of Landon Lyle. He's at the center of your screen. He's got the 77 in front of him. Look at the 71. He gets a tap from Mathis Wells, and that gap kind of closes, and then Scarrett goes into him, and he lags into him, and he gets air. And actually, the 71 prevented him from going fully into the catch fence. If we want to rewind that one more time, watch what the 71 does here. It's not intentional by any means, but you can see there's a better angle of it. The 99 clips the back right, the left rear of the 71, and that actually gets his car to get back going back on the ground, and he hits the outside wall and ricochets off of the safer barrier instead of that, and then hits into Mathis Wells. That puts him on his side, and he kind of just wall rides a little bit. You can see Juco Shinonome's in there.
Oh, they had, oh my goodness.
Bowen
they nearly
Fisher
had a catastrophic accident coming to the line as they came to the yellow. There was almost a catastrophic wreck.
Well, we'll look at that in a second, but let's get a look at what the 99 saw. And listen to that. He was keeping in the throttle the entire time that he was going up into the air. That wheel spin, if you lock down the brakes, there's a better chance that you're actually probably going to get back into the air because of that. So the fact that he kept it in the throttle even while he was crashing, even while he took flight, he actually did a smart move by doing that. And again, clipping the 71 kind of kept him on the ground and really prevented further damage. Let's take a look at the 51 of Juko Shinonome. Here's our 360 cam. And then let's look one more time. I want to get a look from somebody who actually missed the wreck and got to see what happened behind it. So I think our best bet for that might actually be Brandon Carter in the 101. Let's take a look. Carter just kept on the bottom and he kept on going. So kudos to him. He was able to get out of that. And now he sits on the front stretch as some cars pulling into the pit lane. Alexander Gonzalez Green, though, we do have Kirsten Bell in the 29, who we're going to have as our in-race reporter in just a moment. She's coming off of pit lane. Let's try to tap into the 29. Kirsten, this is Dan Wilkins up in the DWB booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I hear you loud and clear.
Kirsten, you're right now in the 20th position. Got caught up in a few things early in the race, and now you're sitting around mid-pack. We saw a early green flag run followed by a handful of pretty short green flag runs. We're now on our third caution of the day. How have you felt about how your peers around you have raced and how you plan to go forward through the rest of this race?
To be honest with you, every single driver around me is nuts.
You're right.
Whatsoever. I've had to avoid so many wrecks that I'm just sitting in the back waiting. Like, it's so stupid.
No, you're right. I mean, it's been an interesting one, and one guy right next to you who definitely got caught up in one of those earlier wrecks with Juko Shinonome. No, but right now, listen, you were 12th.
Oh my God, we have a car upside down.
Oh my goodness, that's Anthony McClure in the 54, the hometown driver out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who is caught up in that. We're gonna have to get a look at that. But Kirsten, before everything descends into, I don't even know what it would be. We'll ask you one more question before we go green. This has been an interesting race so far. You're right now in 20th. What's your strategy going forward?
My strategy is to just wait. I have no choice but to wait until they wreck even more. With how this race is going, I could just pit every caution and be good to the end. Well, they all might have to pit again.
Well, thank you, Kirsten. We'll try to tap into you once again if we get back to you.
All right, thank you.
That's the 29, the native of Richmond, Virginia, in the pits right now as she was in 20th when the caution came out, got a quick top off of fuel, and it looks like we're going to have another lap. New leader, gentlemen, Joe Schmuda in the number 50.
How about that?
That's something, isn't it? Joe Schmuda in the number 50 car. He's putting himself out there early.
Not sure what happened to that 54 of.
Yeah, let's take a look
McClure
back at that
yellow.
again. Anthony McClure in the BeamNG Drive video game car. We'll take another look at it. So he's catching up to the field. We're gonna have to fast forward through a lot of this.
It was coming to the choose cone.
Because we were on the call with Bell. Does he just? What happens here?
It was right at the choose cone. He took.
Yeah, he
took
chooses
the bottom
inside.
lane.
I don't mean to laugh at the gentleman, but he spun out choosing his lane, and he hit the 96 of Cameron McElrath.
You're familiar with McClure.
I guess so, but that's one way to do it. Now we're gonna watch him pick the inside again, and he.
Very late choice.
He went all the way down to the apron. You know what? I don't question things anymore, but that's an interesting one. Joe Shimoda's going to have this lead. We've got lap 24. Ready to go from Daytona.
Big start by that 50. That was a huge launch.
And that might be too good of a launch by Joe Shimoda there.
That might be what this pack needs, though, to settle this pace down. I was going to ask you, we have a race winner in the booth last season, Aiden.
You going to try it this time?
We've had 3 wrecks so far. Where do you want to be in the pack at this moment? Because it seems like this pace is not slowing down whatsoever.
I don't remember where I was at this point last season, but I'm pretty sure I was kind of hanging out in the back for most of it. That's what
Shimoda's dropping down the inside.
And I like that move.
No, that's trouble.
Oh, my goodness.
Why would you do that?
Big crash.
In the love of heaven's biscuits, why?
Oh,
well, I liked that decision to drop back. I don't like what happened after that.
That's an interesting one. Noel Richards is involved. Shimoda, Joker.
Massive crash. Massive crash coming out of the car. Multiple cars upside down.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh!
We've got
Troxel went for a ride.
Josh Clements, Dylan Negron.
Cole Rodriguez.
Who's going to be left in the field after this one?
What just happened?
A couple of front runners up there.
And that was after the yellow flag came out.
Coming to the yellow. Oh, my goodness.
That is not good.
All the leaders behind Gonzalez Green, it seems like.
We're going to have to look at this. Let's see.
That 18 is clean.
Yeah, let's pull up the first replay and then let's take a gander at the second wreck. So here's the first crash. You could see Shimoda. We mentioned him that he dropped down to the inside. He went to the inside lane. And then, and by the way, Troxel started the second wreck. You can see he gets back up top there. Scarrett gets involved. Harry Crawford involved for a second time. And, well, they added 5 extra laps for overtime. They may need it. So let's take a look here one more time. Let's take a look. Here's the cam that we're going to look at first. We're actually going to look at the overhead view here. So here's the one of Troxel. He's in third. He wiggles up and he hits Rodriguez as he's crossing the start-finish line. So he hits Rodriguez, and then Rodriguez goes up top, and that's where Troxel just gets launched. Because, well, Rodriguez got launched too. He got put upside down. There's... who's all that? There's LaPrade in the middle of it. I mean, it's just a mess. There's
here?
Rodriguez. There's Negron. There's the 49. That's Alex Hunt, who was also an LCQ qualifier. There's Jelani Howell, who started up in the top 10. And then Josh Clements went down to the inside. It looks like, it honestly looks like it might not have been as bad because a lot of these guys just look like they spun out. But Roman Gonzalez, Cole Rodriguez, they were all involved. We're gonna have to look at this a few more times.
We need to investigate what Troxel did to begin this wreck a little more. This is really interesting. I mean, it almost looks like Troxel just literally takes out the 65. This
Here's
looks
the
like
physical
combat coming to the caution flag right there. Excuse me. He just, destroys the 65. Destroys Daniel Rodriguez. I do not know what just happened to Troxel there.
Yeah, that was definitely a little bit weird. We're going to take a look at a couple different angles. First, let's watch the wreck in real time. There's a 65 upside down. The one of Troxel who flipped in the dual race got involved.
Yeah, you could tell that Rodriguez was not happy after that wreck. He kept running into the side of
Well, why would
Troxel.
he be happy? He doesn't have a reason to be happy. He certainly does not have a reason to go grab ice cream and Italian dinner with Thomas Troxel after that wreck. First, we've got cockpit cam Cole Rodriguez. All right, so that's one. The guy that I want to look at is Daniel Rodriguez. And what car can we get a 360 cam on here? Do we have... I'm trying to see what manufacturer... Okay, first car that we're going to get a look at the 360 cam on will be Dun LaPrade. Let's take a gander. We're actually going to look at this in slow motion real quick, half speed. So there's Troxley, gets up into Rodriguez there, puts him in the top. That's where that collision happens. Again, keeping the camera straight here, you can see he gets spun around from behind. There's Rodriguez behind him. And he dives to the bottom to avoid Hunt and Troxel. And then
You made a good point.
Let's look one more
Dan,
time from his
earlier.
cockpit. Yeah, you can go ahead while we do this.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of these cars just went for really safe spins. I'm only seeing really Troxel on the 65 are the only cars that I see that really had some rough contact. This was like a fairly safe wreck.
Yeah, it
How
looks
fast
bigger
they're
than
going,
it
the size of
is. Is kind of how it is, you know. I think that's the philosophy we can take away from this, is that it might have been a little bit bigger than we blew it up to be originally. Let's take a look at the 49 of Alex Hunt. He was running inside, and he's also got a 360 cam. He got hit from behind by Miles Fox, the 41. It's the outside wall. And then let's look at one more angle before we bring you back to the front of the field. We're going to look at the guy that I think everybody on the broadcast wants us to look at, the one of Thomas Troxel. Here we go from inside the cockpit. Yeah, he wasn't hit by Viola. He just went behind him. He wiggled out of line a little bit too much, got a little bit too squirrely on the wheel. These cars are not going to be all that straight. And Troxel ends up picking up some damage in that. He is now in 32nd as we are going to go back in time. Guys, can you believe who's in the lead? It's Anthony McClure. Let's go back green at Daytona.
This entire field got completely reworked.
It's been inverted. We've got Jolene Sims and Anthony McClure back green on lap 27. McClure on the inside, again, the native of Southern Florida. He's got Alexander Gonzalez Green pushing behind him. Jolene Sims on the outside. Quote Dolly Parton. Here we go. Sims to the outside. She'll have the lead here.
From the 18.
Oh!
91 has to get back in line.
Everybody's got to get back in line. McClure included.
What's
He's going to
McClure
drop
gonna
all
do?
the way down.
Oh, he's making a safe move.
He's making a lot. Let's just say he's making a lot safer of a move than Joe Schmuda was just a few laps ago.
And that takes a lot, too, because, I mean, he knows that's going to take him way out of the draft.
I mean, if this wasn't a super speedway race, I would say it would be a lot more devastating. But guess what? With how this field has been, we have seen a lot worse. So I'm thinking that a lot can happen between now and then.
And here's a driver that we... Oh, sorry, Aiden. Here's a driver that we were just expecting to be up front eventually. Jolene in the 06. One of, if not the greatest driver in BPNR history.
Yeah, Jolene Sims, all-time on the win list. Has all-time leading win of 17. Ahead of Landon Laudenbach with 15 in 7 seasons of competition. She's got William Viola, and whoa, there's a little bit of trouble. De La Cruz got banged up by Rodriguez. Now De La Cruz is loose. They're going to hang on to it, though. Alex Hunt was in the middle of it. Let's go on board with the 49. 360 cam, presented by Harper Drivers. There's Dun LaPrade on the inside in the number 3. He's gotten hit a few times in this one. Rodriguez trying to hang on. Bell on the inside, our in-race reporter. A little bit of sparks there. Bell on the inside. Rodriguez out of line. And it's still Viola, and then Aziz, and then Green, all backing up Jolene Sims. And the 06, I'm sure, is begging, please, oh please, don't take my lead, as she'll lead on lap 30.
That inside line is still fighting to get some help down there. Looks like that 49 is going to go with them.
I'm shocked they didn't get one laugh.
Now they're going to go 3 wide. 18's really tight on the 14's quarter panel. My goodness.
Alex Hunt in the 49. He'll go to the inside. Now a bit of a staggering as the top 3 are in their own lane on the outside.
Wow. Look how many people are going with that 18. They want to get that 14 out of line completely.
Everybody
like 4 cars are pushing them.
Everybody is hooking up with the 18. They are getting themselves in line. 06 goes to block. There's Rodriguez, all in the middle of it. We almost had some 4-wide action, but who will break? Who will bend? Who will falter?
Wow, when do you ever see this in an NR drafting pack?
This feels like I'm watching a real NASCAR race with how good this is.
That was some incredible moves right there.
Yeah, great maneuvers.
I can't even speak.
Yeah, I mean, that's how good it was. Coming off of turn 2 here, lap 31.
Going into turn 3, AGG literally had 4 cars behind him helping him in that middle row. I mean, we never see that much commitment to a push in this game.
Yeah, and it's hard to commit. It is hard to commit when you know that we have had a lot of wrecks that have been caused by, admittedly, reckless drafting. Howell is in 4th. Let's go on board. Lonnie Howell.
Also another incredible plate racer.
Yeah, listen, I've had my own experience and score of knowing, a lot of these guys and girls in the field. Just absolutely stacked pack here in BPNR. Landon Lyle and Jeff Teague have put up a fantastic field of drivers here for this Tuesday night action, although tonight it's on a Friday. I don't know if that's a permanent change, to be quite honest with you, but I didn't get a chance to look at the schedule. Their next race is an exhibition at Los Angeles Coliseum, and then they'll be back in points action at Indianapolis, and there's trouble. Salo's up and over. Crawford on his side. Harry Crawford on his side. It's a yellow. And there's even more carnage. Once again, Roman Gonzalez, Austin Barnett, Robbie Gilvin in the 69.
It doesn't seem to matter where you are in this pack. There is no surviving the chaos. These wrecks are just sparking up out of nowhere, anywhere.
It can happen to anyone at any time, and that's exactly what the lesson has been here in BPNR Season 8, Race 1, is that no one is safe. And you know who's mostly unscathed? Alex Gonzalez Green. How about him being out front here at the caution flag? He's trailed by Cole Rodriguez.
And a lot of damage for that 23 of Salos who made this race.
Him and the 76.
Yeah, such a tough break. Let's take a look at the replay here. Presented by Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization. We're going to fast forward a little bit to coming off of the corner. Let's see if we can get anything. Yeah, that's Crawford. That's the second time he's caused an accident tonight. Salos just goes up. I mean, that car just sails like it's a kite in the wind.
Yeah, that was a scary wreck for the 23. I mean, the air picked that thing up so fast. But I don't know. It looked like
he's still running. Let's say that. He's still running, which I can't believe that he's still running after flipping on his roof.
Well, Landon Lyle proved that you can do a lot in these cars.
That is true.
I mean, who knows what kind of engineers and what kinds of guys they got building these cars.
BPNR, this is incredible.
These cars must be made of stainless steel or something because they are not bending, not faltering. Let's take a look here up top. This is our helicopter view here. Carl Childress gets a little bit stacked up. It's not. I don't even.
I think
now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it's Pat Crawford. I keep saying Pat Crawford. I don't think it's Harry Crawford's fault.
I think the 23 just wasn't. I can't even. Maybe he just wasn't paying attention. He just kind of
got bumped.
Up on him out of
he
4.
bumped into Childress. There was a little bit of a stack up there. So Salos got into that, and then Crawford comes down and by proxy hits Gilvin. How about Dylan Negron getting through that? Splitting through the middle. That's the first guy I want to look at. Dylan Negron. He was running in 20th. Let's take a look at the 77 car. Dodge Charger. He's got Bowen to his outside, and then there's the wreck. Just a ball of smoke. He dives down. Wow. He literally parted the Red Sea. Let's take a look at that in slow motion real quick. All right, so Crawford gets down. He hits Gilvin, and then baby, wow.
Sometimes you just gotta be lucky.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's the heart of Daytona. I cannot believe he got through that. As we're going to take a look at the 76 of Harry Crawford, see what he had to look at. Got on his side, got up in there. But I know the main attraction. I know what everybody wants to see. That's the 23 of Jonathan Salos. Let's take a look at what he saw inside his Dr. Pepper 23 flavor cockpit. And he just lets go. If you listen in that real time, he lets go of the throttle. Doesn't do anything. That car goes completely over. I'm not saying that it's entirely his fault, but he definitely, compared to when Landon Lyle flipped earlier in this race,
I think he was just along for the ride right there.
Yeah, he just completely lets off the throttle, which all 4 tires go in the air, and then he just goes straight over. I do want to look at Bowen Fisher in the 44 Chevrolet. He's got a 360 cam on him. So let's take a look here at what the 44 saw. Got squeezed by Barnett and then just got right by Salos and the rest of them.
He's got one from the tower. We've got a caution pull down.
Okay, so we are going to have a caution pull down. Catch on that.
And on lap 42. As we go green on lap 37, I think. Yeah.
Well,
those lights are off.
Well, it's going to be lap 36 that we go green because we did take an extra lap to sort the field. So what is on our program, got to subtract 1 for that. But we do have 5 laps allotted for overtime. And remember how we said how Anthony McClure might be one of the weirder leaders that we're going to see today? How about a guy who's been involved in multiple accidents out of Aurora, Colorado, Ryan Scarrett, in front of AGG?
Yeah, these cars. I mean, we need. I mean, there's like BPNR. They've got these cars. I mean, these are the greatest race cars I've ever seen, durability-wise. Being put to the test, the 71's up in the lead now.
He leads in front of Alex Gonzalez Green. He's got he's got a few guys behind him. But let's see what we've got on the choose cone here. So Scarrett outside, yeah. AGG inside.
He's got 3 little goons that have been following him this entire race. It's like a whole mob. We got Cole Rodriguez, Ronnie Howell, and Steven Gibson. It's AGG's packed.
There.
Those are his guys.
That'll open it up for
Toyota goons.
For Jolene to move up to 4th on this restart, so that really helps out for anyone who chose that outside lane.
Yeah, Jolene lost a lot of spots on pit road, and now she's already going to be up in row 2 with Dunn behind her.
We're going to go to green following the drone cam, sponsored by Gray Fox Sports Photography. It's AGG on the inside, Scarrett on the outside. We are back green.
Wow, that 18 had an incredible start. He might have had a better start than the leader. He absolutely did. He's getting a huge push from that 91, too. He's going to be clear of him going into 1.
Yeah, AGG is going to get completely clear of the 91, and this is going to be trouble. Look at Scarrett. He's dropping back. He doesn't have a clear connection.
Scarrett got absolutely bossed on that start.
And the top 5 have entirely separated. That's Green, Rodriguez, Howell, Gibson, and Viola, all in a league of their own. Now AGG on the inside. Well, I mean, everybody's on the inside now. Even the 101 of Brandon Carter is up there. Now Dunn LaPrade breaks from the norm. Got 3 wide. Scarrett's just trying to find somebody to work with, but he's going to go from 2nd. Let's see where the game puts him at the end of this lap. He's going to be 18th at the end of the lap, a net loss of 16. There's Alex Hunt on the inside, Jolene, followed by Bell, followed by LaPrade, and then again the top 7, all inside lane guys.
No more than we've seen it all night. Viola making a little move to the outside. Lawton back pushing him.
There's a 21 of Gibson in there. There's Lawton back, the native of Minnesota.
We've got a spinner. Crash out of 4.
Another
Harry
one.
Crawford
But
again, and Solos
But
again.
it's going to be a cooldown, so it's not going to matter. Got Shmuda, got Crawford. It's going to be a survival of the fittest at this point.
Oh, wow. Race for the lead is tight now. Laudenbach and Viola had a lot of good runs on that outside. Dunn doing a good job pushing 2/3 number. And Kirsten Bell. That's a great lineup there up top.
Yeah, there's Laudenbach, as we mentioned, the Minnesota native. He's in 5th right now. 15 career wins for him in this league. Right now, we're past the halfway point. Caution cooldowns until lap 42, as our friend Braden Corias said. There's AGG. DeGrone got a piece of the wall.
For error. There's no room for error out here.
Wow, they're racing like there's 5 to go.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this. I feel like because they're using a caution cooldown as an excuse to race harder than they should. Am I wrong?
I really couldn't explain to you. This field really has not shown, the most intelligence. Not the amount of intelligence that you would like to see at Daytona, but that's okay.
On board with the 101, Brandon Carter.
Huge crash.
That's Bell.
That 11 took some.
There's
big
Laudenbach.
hits. Oh man.
Negrone's in it.
Don't know if they're going to call
Oh,
yellow
they
for
got
that.
De
That
La
was a big
Cruz.
crash.
They're still going behind him. They've got to scramble. It's like a jump ball in basketball. It's anybody's game.
The yellow is out.
And the yellow does come out. So that changes everything, and a lap short of the cooldown ending, or maybe that was at the end of the window. A lot of cars involved. AGG comes out in front, but the yellow flag comes back out here on lap 40. I think we might have actually been 2 laps short of the cooldown, if I'm correct.
Nonetheless, that was a huge wreck. I'm pretty sure they were going to throw the yellow no matter what from that.
Yeah, that's why I said it was like a jump ball in basketball, where really anything can happen. Anybody can go any different way. If they kept that green, that certainly would have spaced the field out a little bit. But I honestly, if you want my opinion, don't throw the yellow. That spaces the field out, and you know what that's going to do? It's going to create – that's the whole point of a caution cooldown, is to prevent people from, getting tangled up in wrecks later down the line. So, it is – that's just my opinion, but I feel like a better deterrent to do that – maybe I'm a little bit crazy. I don't know. And maybe I'm a little bit –
I think it's –
maybe I'm a little bit barbaric.
Okay. I mean, it could go either way. There's less than 20 to go. I think that at this point there's no need for a cooldown anymore. So I know there's probably going to be more wrecks, but I think that they're going to be done with that for now.
Let's take a look. We're going to get some replays here of this last accident on lap 39. So this was lap 39 going into lap 40. It was coming off of turn 4. This was the first wreck, so my apologies. This is lap 37 going into 38. So here's the first look. There's Skerritt into Solos into Harry Crawford, who has really had just a bone-whacking of a night, as Aziz, Gilvin, there's Shmuda who got involved. He's led a lap or 2 today. And then let's flash forward to this second accident, if we can. Let's see what we can find here out of the second incident that actually put us under yellow.
As they go through this pit cycle here, they do these cautions pretty quick. The 19 of Jelani Howell got spun on pit road. He is all the way in the back.
Oh, okay. Good to know. We're going to go back here, and we're going to take a look at this replay. So, we'll take a look from the helicopter cam. Okay, so there's Laudenbach on the top of your screen. Then you've got Howell to the inside. I guess he just got stacked up. LaPrade gets into him. He slams into Bowen Fisher. And then Bell is in it. And then Laudenbach really sets off the chain by going down the track. Steven Gibson's in there. Miles Fox is in there. Negrone gets up into the wall, gets some air. And Miles Fox was in the middle of it. And then watch Gibson come back down the track. He gets De La Cruz in it. That's the first person we're going to look at for the hood cam. We'll take a look at the 60 of Rosa De La Cruz, who was running at the very back of the lead pack in 17th. And she also has a 360 cam. So that's how she got involved. Let's take a look at the 96. He got a little bit lucky through it, so the wreck had already started.
Vicious hits in this crash.
Vicious hits indeed, and then McElrath able to get through that. And then one more name I want to look at before we go back. Gentlemen, do we have lights off on the pace car?
We are into one out of the tri-oval. The pace lights are off.
Okay, so let's take a look one more time. We're going to get a look at Landon Lawton back in the 11.
Outward from the tower, another caution pull down.
Just puts that thing in neutral. Backing up, and whisk it to the right. So that was Landon Lawton back. We'll see where he is now in the field. He is still on pit lane.
I definitely agree with Aiden. I don't think that these caution cooldowns are necessary this late in the race, but they're going to throw another one. This one will end on lap 49.
Well, the regulation period ends at lap 60. Now, the reason why on your scoreboard tonight you see lap 66 is because there are 6 bonus laps added to the race. Think about how in NASCAR, in overtime, those laps do count towards the official tally. So in the Daytona 500, let's say, if there are 2 overtime attempts, and each overtime attempt has 1 green flag lap and 4 caution laps, you would then have a grand total of 5 caution laps. That would make it Daytona 205 laps or 209, depending on how many you have. It's the same thing here, except as a precaution, this league has opted to pre-install or pre-build those into the system. So we will have 5 laps allotted for overtime, and there was already 1 lap used to set the field, as you saw when we were introducing the field. So Alexander Gonzalez green on the outside. We've got Brandon Carter on the inside. We are back green in Daytona Beach. There's Rodriguez up on the outside, pushing the 18.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing. That 65 is completely repaired, except for some roof damage. But that 65 is pack up near the front of
we
the
got a
pack.
spinner. It's Cameron McElrath, got hit by Will Gregory, but still green, obviously. 1 car in turn 1.
Oh, the 3 wide up for the lead. Oh, wow.
Yeah, here we go.
Huge
push. Here comes William Viola.
Look at this push.
Don LaPrade getting up there. Miles Fox right behind him.
Wow.
But they're going to run out of steam right away as now here comes Brandon Carter back on the inside.
Oh, yeah, they just looks like they just want to wreck again. I'm here for it, though.
Well, it's the survival of the fittest. And we just mean physically here. Oh, more hits. Fox puts himself in the wall, and he straightens it out.
Oh, no.
Heartbreak for the Chicago, Illinois native of Miles Fox. Oh, and Howell got loose off of 2. I don't think he got a bump from Troxel. He looks at least a car length behind.
Oh, Viola got a ditch striker on the outside.
3 wide again. But now the top 3 have put themselves in a league of their own. 3 wide again in the back. There's Landon Lyle in the 99. He's in 12th.
Stephen Gibson in that 29 at Kirsten Bell doing some tight moves to get back up through the field.
And now that outside lane really starting to take shape as Brandon Carter and Bowen Fisher are really the only ones left to dry on the inside. But now that breaks with LaPrade.
Yeah,
But
so
when you look at the
guys,
helicopter cam, there is a much larger space between cars than you would think when you're looking at eye level.
they're actually going to end on lap 61 because they had the first lap was a formation lap for everybody, so it's
Yeah,
going to be 61.
That's a good point, Aiden. That's what we were mentioning earlier, as McClure gets a little bit dicey there. Still hanging tight here at Daytona. As mostly single file racing now, it seems like we're finally starting to get a little bit of normalcy. But we'll see who can hang on until the finish here.
There's 14 to go.
Really could be anybody's race still, coming off of turn 3. Got 2 laps to go in the caution cooldown. Single file, coming up on 10 to go. Let's go DWB side by side.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
On the Pride. Yeah. Don the Pride just made a huge move with Viola pushing them. They went single fire for a while. It looks like the fastest cars are up at the front, and it's time. It's go time. This is the pay window. Looks like we're getting a new winner, Dan.
unfortunately.
And whoa! Holy shit!
Man, what in the world?
Oh my goodness! Sorry, I mean that was terrifying. We're side by side for the lead. I was gonna say before that happened. That inside started generating a lot of momentum, and now they're side by side for the lead. It's a deadlock now. It's going to be like this to the white flag. Whoa!
Jelani.
Oh, Troxel! That's what that inside needs.
And Gonzalez Green might be
Well, that
losing some
inside's
time
got a
out there on
lot
that
of
outside.
Dunn's nearly clear. He is clear. Dunn in control of the field. He is inevitable in this game.
Yeah, that's...
Here comes around that outside. This 91 has been the best pusher in the field the entire race.
Only 3 of them up there. They killed that outside line with that foul out there by Jelani Howell.
That outside's going to need some more help. Whoa, 101 drifted up the track. Oh, Viola tries to take a push. They crash. He's airborne. Huge crash. Oh, my God.
That's going to be some DNFs right there. Wow.
Unbelievable. Oh, huge hits. More huge hits. They're still crashing.
Howell's going to be out as well. Multiple DNFs. Yeah, look at this. They are. From nowhere to the lead. But I'll tell you who got through that again was Gonzalez Green. He barely got past that accident.
I am speechless.
Yeah, Tyler. You'll just be at the fairy tale end. Laps will be open here.
Oh my goodness. That was a wild block he tried to make on that AGG run on the outside, and that was just catastrophe.
Laps will be given back, yes.
So just going back to what I was saying, I cannot believe that Bowen Fisher got all the way through that. I mean, how? The fact that he
Not
was
only that,
seventh
just to
and
take the
then
lead out of that too,
moves his
yeah.
way up to the top, gets the push from Bell, and then gets back in front, just unbelievable. But Bowen Fisher leads, and we are in overtime here in BPNR. We've got 5 laps allocated, no more, no less. The pace
This is
lights
actually
are
going to
out.
be our
We got word from
only
the tower.
attempt.
Yeah, we're only getting 1 attempt, and it's going to be 2 laps. No matter what, it's green to the finish.
Well, there you have it. So it'll be 1 attempt to the finish. That'll be all she wrote. And I wish we could tap in Kirsten Bell, but she's in second. And as our in-race reporter, we may have to wait until she's either in victory lane or she's in the garage to talk to the 29, because we wish, but I know that I would rather not have an annoying commentator screaming in my ear when I need to prepare for a green-white checkered finish here at Daytona, looking for their first win. But again, the returning, or I should say the previous winners of this race are Cucalone, Garcia, Lyle, who's sitting in, where is he? He's in 7th. Sims, who is in 12th. And then Johnson and McCrow. And McCrow, you know, you're in the booth with us, so I don't think that you can come back from 60 laps down. But we've got Fisher on the inside, Bell on the outside, and then Clements and Alex Gonzalez-Green in row 2. Row 3 will be Stephen Gibson and Dunn LaPrade. Row 4, Thomas Troxel and Landon Lyle. So this should be fun. We've got an exciting and an exhilarating finish coming up here in Daytona Beach, Florida at the World Center of Racing. We've got everybody ready, and we have a green-white checkered.
I cannot believe that 92's up there with that damage. I don't know how that's going to affect Clements.
He's getting up there, though. He's really pushing it.
Bowen's in the same spot that I was in last season in the bottom on the overtime restart.
He's got one of his goons behind him. Let's see what Gibson does behind that 18.
Alex Gonzalez-Green, he's been in the mix of it all night.
Yeah, that 92 is heavily damaged, but it doesn't seem to be affecting anything right now.
Yeah.
1.5 laps to go. Bowen Fisher in the Chevrolet. Sitting on the inside. This is the only attempt.
Oh, Hunt's trying to make a third lane on the top.
Yeah, there's Alex Hunt on the top.
Huge run by that top line. Look at that. There goes Gibson. Gibson takes the push.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Gibson on the top. They're wrecking. They're wrecking on the white flag.
It doesn't matter.
We're still going to go. They are still going to go. 1 lap to go at Daytona.
My goodness.
There's Fisher on the inside.
I'm looking for AGG to make the move right here. He still has that 21 behind him. Oh, the 29
so they're tied. They're side by side. Bell and Fisher. And then AGG and Clements right behind him. There goes Clements. They're going sideways. Here goes Bell. She emerges with the lead. It's Stephen Gibson right next to her. Bell is in the lead. The 21 goes to the top. Got LaPrade beneath her. Bell will go to block. 1 more lap to go. Who's got it? Who's got it to the stripe? Bell, Gibson, side by side. It's Bell. Kirsten Bell wins at Daytona by half a car length. The 29 emerges from all the way back, side by side with Bowen Fisher. We said it was going to be survival of the fittest, and boy, did that turn out to be true, as Kirsten Bell of Richmond, Virginia, just won this race.
That's a fan favorite win right there.
A lot of cars celebrating. The 06 of Sims, the 76 of Harry Crawford, who has gotten a few cars in trouble tonight. Thomas Troxel, Juko Shinonome. All smiles, all congratulations for the 29. That's great. The 29 of Kirsten Bell, the 2-time champion of this league, finished 12th in the standings last year. Ended up winning, Sims and Lyle are the only 2 champions. I don't know, or the only 2 repeat champions. I don't know what I was talking about. But the champion in season 6 of competition before AGG took the world by storm last year. Just what a finish it was. And we're going to get to watch the 29 burn it down. Well then. Oh, that's something, isn't it? Well, Kirsten Bell is your winner at Daytona. We're going to try to get at least one of them into the booth with us. Let's see if we can drag Bell into the box. Let's see here. Let's see if we can grab the 29 of Kirsten Bell, the winner of today's race. Let's see here. Trying to find... Let's see here.
User was moved to your channel.
Kirsten Bell, this is Dan Wilkins up in the DWB studio box. You got a copy?
Hello, I hear you.
Well, you were our in-race reporter tonight, and we mentioned at the green-white checkered, we said, I don't want to bother the 29 because we'll bother her whether she's in the garage or in victory lane, and it turns out that the latter was true. You just won at Daytona. It is your first win at this track, and you now become the 7th unique winner to win in the BPNR season opener. What a finish. What a win for you. How did you feel about your performance?
I had no deserving of being up front. I'll be completely honest with you. I was in a wreck early, like midway through the race, and I had some damage. I didn't know if I was going to be able to hold a line. And some way, somehow, a jerk in the 18 decided to work with me and then wreck himself in the entire field. So that helped.
Yeah, listen, we'll look over that last lap. When you crossed the start-finish line in second, Bowen Fisher was right next to you. I mean, it was neck and neck. We're looking back at the replay now on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, but you were on that top side. Everybody's wrecking, and that leaves about 8 cars. I mean, actually, 9 cars, because it was you, Fisher, then it was LaPrade, Green, Clements, who somehow had a lot of back damage, and then Gibson, Lyle, Shinonome, and Sims. And I'm looking back at the backstretch again. You just held your own. Green gave you the push, and then it seems like that you got the bailout from Alex Gonzalez Green, because Fisher went around, he went around, so did Clements, and he was on your back bumper, but you were unscathed. What was your reaction going down the backstretch, fighting with Bo and Fisher, trying to get that push from the 18, and then the end result?
Basically, I only had one option. I had to be as close on the door of Bowen as I possibly could, because it was my only way of being able to not let anyone on the top bail on me. And I guess everyone was just pushing and pushing, which caused everyone to get all jumbled and caused the wreck. If you ever saw me like twitching a little bit on the last 2 laps, it's because my fingers were shaking so bad I couldn't even steer the goddamn car.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
I was holding on for dear life. I have, after last season going winless, this is such a good bounce back. I just can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you were the number 12 seed, you were the last car in the chase. You finished 12th in standings last year, but you're only one full season removed from a championship from winning in Season 5. So, obviously, there is a lot to enjoy about this moment. And, obviously, Kirsten, we wish you the best, and wish you the best of luck on the rest of this season, because this was a fantastic win. Any final thoughts before you sign off tonight?
The only thing I have to say is that,
and remember, we are on broadcast, so don't pull a Braden. Keep it appropriate.
I would not. I have my own stream. I'm not gonna swear. But the last 2 seasons, I've been so close to winning this race. Season 6, I did a bonehead move, wrecked the field, and then last season, I got screwed out of some glitch on Zach Armstrong's end. But it's such a good bounce back.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, listen, that was there's been a lot, and you finally got back in the win column. So we appreciate talking to you. We're glad you signed up to be our in-race reporter. I guess that's the incentive for people going forward, is that you sign up to be an in-race reporter. You have a 100% chance of winning the race.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like a great incentive going forward. Oh, but. Looks like our server kind of backed out on us. But, Kirsten, thank you very much. We're going to wrap up this broadcast. So celebrate with the rest of your teammates and have a wonderful weekend.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you for broadcasting.
All right, so Braden and Aiden, the screen is black on our DWB screen, but we'll have a couple minutes to talk things over here. This was a fantastic race, definitely a little bit wreck-filled, but we saw a great transition into the last 15 laps where everybody was really able to lock in and play their best, and we really saw a fantastic finish because of it. Braden, your thoughts on the finish and how this one went?
It was definitely an interesting race. It was just very all over the place, a lot of issues. And the package was incredible, though. There was a lot of awesome runs. I've never really seen that in an NR race before. I'm very new to BPNR.
Yeah, I don't know if I've also ever seen
pretty exciting.
The cars be so light like that. There were cars that were, entirely blowing over at 180, 190 miles an hour. Not that much, but it was a lot slower than not the actual pace, but the cars were flipping over at a threshold that I didn't know was really possible. So I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it was a great race, though. And Kirsten Bell getting the win, that's a fan favorite win. That's an awesome win.
And then
pretty excited
you were
about
in
that.
this position last year. You won this race in Season 7, failed to make the field this year. Your thoughts on how this race went? And let me ask you this. If you were in the field, was there anything that you would have done differently?
Honestly, I probably would have stuck to the back much more than I did last season, because last year this race was not this crazy. There was not this many wrecks. There was still some, but the finish was much cleaner than it was today. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just a game of luck, and Kirsten was not only lucky but able to get out up front there too with the wrecks happening behind her, Gonzalez Green and all that. But yeah, I mean, It was a great finish.
Can't deny that, and hopefully the exhibition race over at the Los Angeles Coliseum on the West Coast will be just as good, and they'll go back into the points portion of their schedule on, let's see what we have on our calendar here. It's going to be on March 3rd, which I'm 99% sure is a Friday. Yeah, a lot of these, actually, some of these do look like Tuesday dates, so I apologize, but no, I'm sorry, March 3rd is a Tuesday, and I'll tell you why, because we will have coverage of South Jersey Non-Public B playoff basketball on Monday, March 2nd, between the winner of Gloucester Catholic and Wildwood Catholic versus Holy Cross. You just saw Holy Cross pick up a huge 9-point win at the Holy Cross Prep Academy in Delray, New Jersey, just a few hours ago, and we're going to pivot this into our opener in D3 baseball tomorrow afternoon between the DeSales Bulldogs and the Rutgers Camden Scarlet Raptors. That'll be all for us tonight on DWB from our entire crew, our social media coordinator Haley Mejia, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, Fisher Giannotti, and Carson Rosso. Our in-studio, I guess you could say, well, not in-studio, but big thanks to Landon Lyle and Colin Teague for helping out with the broadcast tonight and providing some much-needed resources, along with Tala Aziz and Jonathan Salos for giving us some help in getting this broadcast off the air and off the ground. But my color commentators, Braden Korioth and Aiden McCrow, I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you from the picturesque Camden Athletic Complex in Camden, New Jersey for Division III baseball and NCAA between DeSales and Rutgers Camden at 12 noon tomorrow. I'll be on the call with Chris Baker for that one. But tonight, Kirsten Bell takes home her first win at Daytona for the Richmond, Virginia native. Have a good one, folks.